Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2guys2much TV. As you all know, I am Tiny, back from underneath a rock. Vinny was able to find it. And I am here with Benito and his lovely wife, who is the owner of the store Mind Games in LaSalle. And we're here interviewing them today, trying to get a general feel of what's going on in the store and how business is doing. So number one, I do have to ask this because, how is business?
Business has been great. Shockingly good. When you open a new business, you don't expect it to take off right away. You expect a lag early on, but the first month was like just fantastic. A bunch of new faces coming in. Well, the internet, the word being able to be spread over the internet is amazing. People that knew we were open that I've never even met, just through contact of the internet, was a big thing for me.
Facebook. There is on Facebook. There's a gaming core group. The Illinois Gaming Society is, as I believe, that was a page called. That's how I found out about the shop. And I come in and I was honest to say it must be. I was honestly floored because I mean, if you guys look behind here, I mean, they're selling Yu-Gi-Oh, which I haven't played in years, so I probably get my hind end kicked. But I do recognize at least the seal of Orichalcos from the cartoon. Yes, that's right, I watched the cartoon, what of it?
Don't worry, all the Yu-Gi-Oh players are in college and they watch the cartoon, so.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
They're always arguing how the cartoon's gone downhill. But, they still love the original and quote it all the time, so.
Oh yeah, I can honestly say I may or may not have done that. So I've got to say now we are here on 1st Street in LaSalle where the shop is located. It's actually next to one of my other favorite spots in LaSalle, Genghis Khan's Mongolian Buffet.
And across from Two Fools.
Oh, across from Two Fools, that's right. Also catty corner from the Last Muffler and Brake Shop where my brother-in-law works. So Brad, you're welcome.
Number one's.
Number one made me sick.
No, number one is awesome. We walk down there almost every day for our dinner, and Candy treats us great.
Yeah, the owner of that Candy is a fantastic woman.
It is a very nice restaurant. It was just a one-off that, But anyway, long story short, back to the shop here. Like I said, what actually made you pick 1st Street in LaSalle here?
Location, and well, the price was right, of course, but location, it was a nice area for us to be in, easily accessible for the LaSallians as well as the college kids just getting off school. Mm-hmm. They can just come straight up from the college and stop by on their way home or wherever they're going. It's a really high traffic location, so we do get a lot of business from that.
Yeah, we had actually, with the college kids, we knew there was a Yu-Gi-Oh and a Magic gaming community at the college. And for them to be able to go just across the bridge and be at my store was just optimal.
Excellent, excellent.
And plus, as you'll see later, this place is huge. So.
It is. We will be taking a tour later on in the show. It is enormous. I mean, perfect for anyone who wants to come game. So yes, definitely. Now, will you guys also be running Friday Night Magic?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent.
Right now, we do run tournaments on Friday nights for Magic. It's not technically Friday Night Magic because even though we are sanctioned by and have all the input for our tournaments, basically they are ranked tournaments.
Okay.
It's not considered Friday Night Magic until you're a core store. So we have not run enough tournaments yet to be considered a core store. You have to run X amount of tournaments.
We need one more tournament with 12 more unique players to Mind Games in order to be a core store.
Keep that in mind, people out there in the interwebs. 12 more people, that's not that much. One more tournament, and then boom! Friday Night Magic, baby.
Not only Friday Night Magic, once we get to core store, we'll actually also be able to do the pre-releases on the Magic and everything like that. See? And we'll be able to get you your ever popular From the Vaults.
Oh, From the Vaults. You love From the Vaults. I got From the Vault slivers. Got it. Oh, and I also had From the Vault burn. Chain lightning, baby. Come on. Now, we will also be running Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments as well. Yeah,
we run those every Saturday. Always a steady crowd for Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. We just got sanctioned through Konami. So those will be going sanctioned live like our Magic tournaments are in about 2 weeks, I would say. Okay. Just to get the packs in. Because they actually have specialty packs that you order that you send in, or you buy them from them, Then when players enter a tournament, they get those packs.
Ah.
They have super rare cards that you can't get anywhere else.
And we are working on getting a dual terminal for all you Yu-Gi-Oh people out there. I'm in contact with Konami to get that set up. I know that is so popular with the kids. They'll actually drive all the way to DeKalb just to spend $1 on a dual terminal.
Yeah, now what a dual terminal is, for those that don't know, it's basically a cracker machine. No, it's
It's a card vending machine.
it's a card vending machine. It's like a soda machine. You put $1 in, you get one card out. Now, that might seem expensive for one card, but some of the cards that come in the dual terminals are like $100 cards. And things like that, and they're totally random, so you might get a card that's just kind of okay, but you might get a card and it's like,
Kozaki!
yeah, you'll be like, oh, this card's like $100 profit turnaround, for my $1. So, what ends up happening, I guess, is in a lot of places that have them, there's not many in Illinois, people will just sit, and you actually got to limit them at times, because people will literally sit and try to put $100 in $1 at a time.
From stories I've heard, they'll go to the tournaments out of town at some of the older or the other stores, and there's actually lines, 10, 15 people just waiting to put dollars into the dual terminal.
Mother of pearl, that is dedication to a game right there.
Yes, it is. Of course, if Magic had something like that too.
Oh, I know. All the Magic players. Land.
Well, the thing is with the
Chase! Yes!
with the dual terminals, it comes a set of 300 cards, and the stack's like this tall, and you just load the stack into the terminal.
Oh.
So it's not like you can pick and choose which cards go where.
Oh, okay.
You just preload it into the terminal, and it does have unique cards in it that you can't get anywhere else.
Yeah,
as well.
that's what's really cool is they have cards that that are probably planning on coming out in a future set, but the only spot you can get them at the time is the dual terminal. So it's really kind of cool.
Excellent.
Now, the dual terminal itself, I just have this question here. When it comes out, does it come out like in a single sleeve, or is it kind of like in the wrapper itself?
I
I
believe
think
they're
actually-
in a little plastic pre-wrap wrapper. I believe they come out in.
I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask the guys about that one. That's a good question.
Cool. On the subject of card games, before we get into the ever popular, RPGs, and what other card games are you guys been planning on having in the?
We do have the Star Wars card game, the live game.
Living card
Living
game.
card game. It's called LGC,
Okay.
and that's actually where you the starter box I just showed you comes with 4 decks in it. Everything that's been put out to date, and you take those 4 decks and you create your team, whether you want to be Sith or Jedi, and you face off against another player. Now down the road, when they release expansions, every expansion they release, unlike Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, there's no probabilities. You get one of every card, or multiples of every card. So you're guaranteed to have a full set. So it's not like you're going to be buying random packs to try to pull the specific card that you need.
Basically, you buy the initial startup package, which I believe is $35.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and it's you get every card that's out right now. Then the expansions I think are going to be $30 an expansion. And once you pay that amount of money, you have every card you need to play the game. So it's actually a really affordable card game option as opposed to a collectible card game.
Very cool, very cool. Any on the subject? Are you guys looking to expand into just other collectibles like like I brought up model painting and so on and so forth? I mean, we do see some in the background here.
We actually carry War Machine, which is a miniature war game. We do have some of it in stock now. We will be getting more in stock as well. So yeah, we'll have that. We'll be expanding out with some model terrain, more paints, stuff like that to build your armies and create your battlefields.
Yeah, we currently already have paints, but we'll be getting more in. And War Machine is like that gem that we've got right now that hasn't caught on huge, but I know has this mass potential.
Okay.
And we're like in the process ourselves of getting all our figs painted and getting it ready, and then setting up a special day just to do demos for War Machine. It's one of those games I know it's been around 10 years, it's stood the test of time, and I know it's just going to totally blow up and be a great seller for us. So I'm excited about War Machine.
Is it similar to a Warhammer?
Yes and no. The rules, in my opinion, the rules are a little more clear cut and simple. Their motto is "Play like you have a pair."
That's a motto of the year right there.
Yeah,
When
play
you
as
read
if
when you read the rule book, it actually says "play like you have a pair."
That's their motto. That's their motto. And,
I like it. I like it.
And you go out, and it's a much more vicious game than 40K. 40K, a lot of times you might have like Eldar and stuff that kind of phase in and out, from bushes and protection. In War Machine, you got these giant warjacks. It's like a steampunk kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And they're going into combat, and you have a warcaster that controls them. If your warcaster dies, you lose the game.
Okay.
So you got to be really careful with your warcaster. But you also got to be really aggressive and get in there and get your warjacks in there to really hurt your opponent. Otherwise, you're going to lose. If you hold back in War Machine, you will lose.
Okay.
The aggressor is got a definite advantage.
Excellent. Very cool. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this is Benito and his lovely wife. We're definitely going to be checking out the rest of the store. Like I said, we're going to be talking RPGs right here. I love RPGs. And then we'll be taking an awesome look at the rest of the store, all the space that they have here for gaming. So like I said, people, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As now we start the end of the world. No, I'm kidding. This is back on Two Guys Too Much TV. And here with Benito and Mel, the owners of the new shop in LaSalle, Mind Games. What you actually saw here was what we were just talking about, the new game War Machine. Now, Benito, Mel, if you guys could give us a little bit of explanation of what we see here and how this game rolls.
Okay, basically what you have here is, this is a standard troop, pretty much a guy that you're going to see in any army. But the important people are the warcaster, who's going to control these giant warjacks. The warjacks are really the heart and soul of the game. They're what make them original, what makes it really cool. This guy has a big axe. You'll notice another one of the warjacks has a cannon and a giant axe. And they're the ones that really get down and dirty, and they're the real fun things of the game, I think. Everything comes with cards. It makes the game a little easier to follow. Your warcaster will have 2 cards because it's going to have its damage value on the bottom. And I put them in sleeves so you can just use like a dry erase marker and mark off the damage without damaging the card. They have a feed ability on the back that you can use once per game. And they get a secondary card that has all their spells on it. Now everybody else only gets 1 card. The Warjacks, which are quite deadly, on their card actually have hit locations, as you can see right here. And depending on what hit location you take out, you can take out some of their weapons, do certain damage to a specific area. And everybody also has a ranged attack and a melee attack. Sometimes the ranged attack is 0, like in the case of the guy I showed earlier who didn't have a cannon. But all the stats are right there. All the other stats are right on top. The game, cards make it super simple, easy to play the game. And that's one thing it has over 40K is the simplicity of that. And it's actually the second highest seller in the miniature gaming market now, only to Warhammer 40K. It actually outsells regular Warhammer. So it's a really good game.
Very cool, definitely very cool. Now that's a good thing that I like. It's a little bit more simplistic than 40K. I tried to play 40K, but I got a headache.
Well, yeah, and they also come out with new editions of 40K constantly, whereas this has been out 10 years, and they've come out with the second edition after 10 whole years.
Right, that's a good thing. I gotta say, I like this dude. It reminds me of a cleric. Take a look at that right there.
And those are actually the
see it again.
Chectred of Midnath, which is kind of like a clerical unit.
Ah, okay.
They're holy warriors.
They're holy warriors.
Oh, the diver!
Yep.
Soul survivor!
And the holy warriors were painted by Mel.
Yep.
And
Very good job.
the Khadors I painted, so.
Very cool. Definitely something that would take up a lot of free time in my life, definitely, because, I have so much of it. Definitely, I'm liking the paint job that you guys both did on those.
The painting's actually fairly simple. The one good thing I really liked about the fact that they come with their own paint schemes, and if you want to come over this way,
we got the stuff over here.
you'll notice we have our battle set here. That comes with the 2 armies that you saw on the table over there. They actually come with their colors. You can buy the separate paint schemes for them so that you don't have to worry about what colors you want to paint them or anything like that. Now that doesn't necessarily bind you to painting them that color, but if you're new to miniature gaming and you're not sure how you should be painting them, the book actually comes with details on what you should do to paint them, what you should layer first, and then what you should layer over the top of it, and what colors you should be using. So it makes it really easier for any beginning miniature player.
Plus the core rule book, if I can pull this out really quick, it's called War Machine Prime. In the core rule book, they have this great back section that shows a little bit of wargaming terrain, and then each army has all the figs for the army and their paint schemes. So if you're really wondering what paint scheme should I go with, or what this should look like, you can basically go through here, and for each army, it's laid out for you, right in front of your eyes.
Heck yeah.
And makes life really easy for you if you don't want to go the original route.
It actually even shows you how to prep your model and paint your model in the back of the book too. It shows you how to start out with it, tells you how to prep it and cut the flash off the models and stuff like that too. So like I said, it's great for any new miniature gaming enthusiast.
Now for those who don't want to paint, we got a game like X-Wing Rogue Squadron. This is a miniature game in outer space. Star Wars, I think pretty much everybody out there knows what Star Wars is.
If you don't know what Star Wars is, get out from underneath your rock.
Yep, and this game is a game that's like a dogfight style game, of course, like you see in the movies.
Right between TIE Fighters and X-Wings right there.
Yep, and the core set comes with a X-Wing and a couple TIE Fighters. The expansions are a TIE Fighter, an X-Wing, a TIE Bomber,
Oh, I love TIE bombers.
yeah, the Y-Wing, and they're actually in a month they're coming out with the bigger ships.
Oh!
The bigger ships, the core set's going to come with the Millennium Falcon.
Oh.
So that'll be really cool, and they're coming out with new rules for the larger ships and how they're going to work in the combat system.
Y'all know you want to play a Star Destroyer.
That's right.
And while we're taking a look here, we also see some of the other RPGs that they also offer. We do see our good old friend here. Look at that! Look at those 2 letters. I love those 2 letters right there. D&D. Expedition to the Demon Wet Pits. Superb module. They also that's the old third 3.5 edition right here. They also have the 4th edition. Silence all you haters. I know there's a lot of people that don't like it. Again, personally, we're not here to hate, but because take a look at that picture of Orcus right there. Isn't that not badass?
The artwork is there.
The artwork is definitely there. Tell us a little bit more about some of the other RPGs that you guys carry.
Vampire Requiem. A lot of people are familiar with Vampire the Masquerade. Requiem was the follow-up to that. The company's kind of gone hidden now because they've taken over new ownership, but we actually have some in stock. It's really hard to get right now. It's actually really hard to find, so us actually having 4 of the books is just lucky that we even have them. So if you get a chance, if you're into Vampire Requiem, definitely come down. We can give you a good deal on these, and they are really hard to find.
Quite. And then we also see some of the paints that we had talked about earlier.
Yeah, some more paints other than the core set ones. So if you wanted to do your War Machine Army or even a fantasy fig for your Dungeons and Dragons campaign or Pathfinder, we have a bunch of different colors there.
Take a look at all that.
Yeah, we got a brush set. We've got a play mat, which you use wet erase markers with. We also have
maps.
Yep, some other maps. We have Critical Fumble and Hit decks, and a book that I think you are going to be probably.
That's mine right there. See, you see the name Luke written on that. Curse of the Crimson Throne. Homeboys are going to be taking that home today. And then we also have some more of the Pathfinder stuff that we have right here.
Now Pathfinder, let me explain this one for you. This is your new D&D basically. It's actually from the creators of the people who made D&D 3.5, and they're technically terming this D&D 3.75. It takes a lot of the core base rules out of 3.5 and incorporates it into a new gaming system, which is simply amazing. And there's two ways you can play Pathfinder. One, you can play your regular tabletop game where your GM can make up his storyline and run it however he wants to run it, which everybody knows that's the way it's almost always been done. But now they've introduced a whole new element to gaming called society play. And with society play, what you do is you make a character and you play with any GM that downloads or runs a society game. You can get them off the website paizo.com. And you can play that society character in any society game around the world. So if you're a level 1 character, you play in your home game, you level up to level 2. You want to go to a convention playing Pathfinder Society, you take that character with you and you can play it in that game and gain the same experience levels that you gain anywhere else. So it really negates the whole probability of having to make new characters every time you want to play in a new game. You can actually carry your character with you through all your games, and you get nice bonuses and boons for playing in Pathfinder Society games. But that's not to say that you can't just play in a regular home game too, because goodness knows there are a lot of creative people out there that can come up with some great stories.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely.
And what's really cool now is Pathfinder is the largest selling role-playing game on the market. It has even surpassed Dungeons and Dragons. These guys have done an excellent job. The core rule book for $50, you get essentially a DMG and a player's guide in one book. I mean, this is an all-encompassing book for $50, and it's about 600 and some pages, I believe.
Look at how thick that sucker is.
I mean, that's like the best core rule book I've seen come out
Inch
for a
thick,
game.
man, come on.
Period. I've not seen another role-playing game come out with such an extensive, large
Very
core
much
rule
so.
book.
And they have so much support for you. They have a lot of the support books and stuff. Like this is your player character folio. You can use it to store your character sheets in, and actually you can open it up and you can actually write your character stats in on the character sheet that's already provided in there. And with the folio, if you're playing in a society game, you have a folio, you get 1 free reroll per game. So if you fumble on something or you don't if you don't like the roll you got, you're like, oh, I got a folio, I want my reroll this game.
Very good. You know, everyone out there that's playing an RPG's got that natural one come up at the most dire time. Dragon's coming down on you, you roll the 1, you need that reroll.
And then they also have on their website for the Society GMs, they have over 5 seasons of modules up there. That's hundreds of modules that you can play in and run for your campaign, and it's so easy to access
It doesn't
them.
even have to be a society
Yeah.
campaign. I mean, you can use the society modules just for your home games because a lot of them are really good.
Yeah, they also kind of coined the term, from what I understand, the adventure path, where it's a series of interconnecting modules.
It
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Actually, you can start with your first module, and they all have a branch off of it that takes you to different places, and they all interweave with each other.
Which is awesome.
And it is, and you can pick up a module, almost any module you pick up, you can play it as a standalone game, or you can play it as a campaign. You don't have to run one or the other necessarily.
And I can't gush enough about the fact that I can look at this whole rack, and you see all the books that we have on this rack, and every single book in here is so useful. I know people that own like every book that we have on this rack, and they use them constantly. There is no fluff in this game. That's what I love to say. There's no fluff. Every book has a great purpose, has great add-ons, and just the product itself is phenomenal. Piazzo Games did unbelievable job.
They did. I'm truly impressed with what they've done with the role-playing game and system, and it just makes it so much easier to run your characters.
Props to
now.
the purple golem.
and everybody knows if you play a game like that, you're going to need dice.
Dice.
So
And
we-
dice bags.
And dice bags.
Ain't them pretty? Ain't them pretty? Look at all them dice there. That's so pretty.
And we got some dice bags hiding back here too. Some dice bags hiding away. But, you know, we also have Star Wars collectible card game, as we said earlier. We carry some board games. We always keep them in stock. We even have a chess set up over here. For those card collectors, we have a couple different card binders that we keep around. A lot of people use a play mat when they play. We keep play mats. We always keep sleeves in stock, deck boxes, your typical things.
We have a whole other collection of sleeves and deck boxes over there I don't think that we've seen yet, but I mean, this is just the tip of what we have.
To be perfectly honest, I'm a little more interested in what y'all got on Top Gun.
This is actually just for show for the store. Here, I'll pull her down.
Bull crap, that's what he uses to defend the store if somebody comes in.
Yeah, somebody comes in and tries to rob the store, you see, that's...
Let's see. I mean, if you take a look, I mean, let's be perfectly honest.
No refunds.
My name is Inigo Montoya. My father. Prepare to die.
That's right.
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem, no problem.
And that's how Tiny got stabbed that day.
Ain't the first time I've been stabbed, bludgeoned, you know. I'm like Vigo the Carpathian. You just keep coming at me and I keep coming back.
That's
right, Ghostbusters 2 reference.
We do have some card sleeves and stuff over here for our Magic players, our Yu-Gi-Oh players, what have you, the deck boxes. Everyone knows you need a deck box to protect your deck. We have different sets of sleeves. We have some standard Ultra Pro sleeves, which are great, but then we also have some advanced sleeves that have actually run through tests that are proven to be the least sticky of all sleeves, so it stands the test of time. It doesn't stick to your cards after a month.
And never play without protecting your deck.
That's right.
Protection of the deck is important.
And then, of course, we've got our Yu-Gi-Oh! Pretty large selection, which is only going to get bigger tomorrow because Cosmo Blazer's coming out. We've got Magic here, which is only going to get bigger because Gate Crash is coming out. So all that's large and in charge. We've got some candy and soda here because gamers can't game without candy and soda.
Exactly.
That's a necessity.
We have our miniatures for when you're playing your Pathfinder game or your D&D game. Everyone knows you got to have creatures and stuff on the field to play them. And if you see by Tiny, we have a paint rack there. For all those people out there that say, I really wanted to get into miniature gaming, but I don't have the time to paint, guess what? Mel paints. She charges you for it, but she paints them for you, and she does a pretty good job of it. I actually, since we opened up, I've had a few people that have paid me to paint their miniatures already, even just a single miniature for their game that they want to play in.
Very cool, very cool. See, that's another lovely service that this awesome store provides. Now, that is just bad arse, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm just going to say... here we'll probably we'll take our one more final commercial break, and then we're going to take a tour of this lovely store. And I swear to the Lord above me, you guys are going to love how big this store is, how much room they have for gaming. So stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with 2 Guys 2 Much TV here with Beans and Melon. That's their nickname. I know. I like it too. Now, here what we're going to talk about is we do see the D&D encounters played here, and you guys know we got plenty of space here. Let's talk a little bit about the space that you do have available for gaming.
So I know the store looks small from the outside, and even when you first walk in, it looks small. But first you have our gaming area number 1. This is where, on a normal night, most of our players come in, they sit down, they play and stuff. But on the nights when we have tournaments or Pathfinder games or anything like that, we have some more space for you guys so you can enjoy yourselves.
So we very much stayed in the front area, showing off our product. And
now, ladies and gentlemen, first,
we're heading towards the first of our gaming rooms. Much bigger. These tables actually come apart for tournaments, so we have room for card tournaments. We push them together for role-playing purposes, and there's a role-playing game going on tonight, so the tables are pushed together so everybody can fit.
Very much so. And if we keep moving on backwards, I mean, this is just phenomenal, people.
Okay.
Okay.
Now here you see gaming room number 2. Yeah, it only has one table in here, but this is where we go for our tournaments. When we get down to the final 4 players, they like to play in here and have a quiet room where they can play. And when we're not having tournaments, we do have free Wi-Fi at the store, so a lot of the people come down with their laptops, and if their friends are gaming, they might sit in here and veg on their MMOs or whatever they want to do and stuff like that. So it's just a nice little room to have some quiet time.
Very much so. And if we head on yonder down here, I'll be behind everybody because I'm the biggest.
Down here through the hallway. What was the word? What was the words in Alice in Wonderland? Through the rabbit hole.
Dude, rabbit hole. Where's the pills, man?
Okay, so we get into here. Now this is actually the biggest of the rooms.
Look at this.
It's a little unrefined at this point, but
we forgive you.
this room is going to be for our really massive tournaments. And also, we are having on the
27th.
27th, we're having a Super Smash Brothers tournament in here.
Very much so.
The College Gaming Society group there wants to do tournaments in here. They're going to bring in flat screen TVs, gaming systems, games, and basically they want to start off by doing a Super Smash Brothers tournament. And then they're going to even have some open gaming times.
Excellent.
So, and they're doing it fairly inexpensively. The Super Smash Brothers tournament's $10 to get in, and there'll be prizes awarded for the
Very
top
cool.
spots. And that's mainly what this is going to be used for right now is more video games. So,
Very, very cool. Now, I got to tell you people, I've talked to them a little bit about, what over there, I mean, like you've got like 2 or 3 days a week scheduled for Pathfinder?
We
Yes.
actually run Pathfinder on Thursday nights. Bill Steckman's our GM for Thursday nights. We have about 8 or 9 people playing in that game now, which is the first room we showed you with the 2 tables pulled together. Bill runs in there. We get good nights there. We have Pathfinder Sunday nights, which Benito runs one game, which is an informal Pathfinder game, and then I run a second game as well, which is a Pathfinder Society game. So anybody that's interested in Society can come join my game. Anyone that wants to just play informal can be in Beans' game. And then on Friday nights, we run our Friday Night Magic. Saturdays is our Saturday Yu-Gi-Ohs. Mondays and Tuesdays is kind of open right now. We actually are having, starting next Monday, we're going to be having Monday night board game nights. People, I think our first game is going to be Arkham Horror. We have a guy from Princeton who's going to come in and start doing the games on Monday nights. Now, just because we have games and stuff scheduled on these nights doesn't mean you're not free to come in and play. As you've seen, we have plenty of room here, so if you want to play Magic on a Saturday night, feel free. Bring your deck, come on in. Or if you have a game that you like to run, such as D&D, you want to run D&D in here, bring your friends on over, come on in. We'll find room for you.
we have plenty of it. Even while other events are going on, even on the dual Pathfinder night, we take up that big gaming room that we showed you earlier with the dual tables. She runs in the front, and that leaves this table still open if you want to run on a Sunday. So, and during tournaments, we usually don't use more than the first 3 rooms, so it still leaves this 4th room open. So, anytime you want to do a pickup game, or if you want a night where you and your friends want to play, you don't want to be confined to like your kitchen table, come on down here, we'll find space for you.
We got the gaming snacks and the munchies for you. We got the soda that you need, and of course candy, any game fuel, and Monster Energy drinks, so you can stay up pretty late. Mind you, that gets us to our store hours. Now we are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 3:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. On Saturdays, we're here from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're thinking about switching it to 10 though, because our Yu-Gi-Oh players get a little bit detailed, and it takes a little longer for the tournaments.
That would be Magic.
Our Magic.
Magic players. Yeah.
And then Sundays, we're here from 2 p.m. until 9 p.m. for our Sunday night Pathfinders and such.
But I mean, let's be perfectly honest, I mean, that's 7 hours. I mean, I've done some pretty long gaming sessions. Ain't none of them taking longer than 7 hours. Well, the exception of one. That's a long story. I killed everybody that night, let's just say that. Don't shake your fist at me. Who ran at the dragon?
Killing people's not such a bad thing. You know, in Pathfinder, if you kill somebody, if you're playing in a society game, your character dies. But the good thing is, you get what's called prestige points. And you and your party members can actually pull your prestige points to resurrect you. And you get resurrected, you don't lose any experience, and you keep all the items that you had on you when you died.
But you better hope that you've been playing for a while, because you need enough prestige points to do it. Otherwise, the character's dead.
Don't start with Tiny being DM.
Well, and you know what? It's not so bad leveling up too, because you get 1 experience point per game session, and it only takes 3 experience points to level up.
Yeah.
So it's not much of a grind as D&D was, where you had to grind down every level. You can actually level up a little bit quicker if you have a good DM.
Yeah, and if you've played in any length of a D&D campaign where you've hit 9th level, going from 9th to 10th level in 3 game sessions is really fast compared to the normal grind that you go through.
Yes, very much so. My Tuesday night crew would love to level up that quickly.
Well, Tiny, do you have any other questions for us? Anything else we can
Definitely.
explain?
Well, right now, definitely the actual. But did mention you guys are on First Street. What is the actual address so people can definitely come find you?
Oh, that's 511 First Street, LaSalle, Illinois, zip code 61301.
And any other ways to get a hold of you guys? I mean, I've heard you guys have a page.
We do. We have a Facebook page. You can go to www.facebook.com/mindgameshobby. You can find us on there. We also have a Twitter. At Mind Games Hobby is our Twitter page. We do have a website, www.mindgameshobby.com. You can contact us by phone, which is 815-349-4440. Or you can even email us, which is mindgames, 4, the letter U, 2, @yahoo.com.
Or you can also email me at Benito, BENITO, at mindgameshobby.com. So.
Excellent. Very well. I mean, you out there in interwebs land, you know how to get here, you know how to contact them. You need it, they've got it, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you right here, Tiny's personal stamp of approval.
I did forget to mention, you just say you need it, we got it. If you didn't see something in our stock and you want it, call me, email me, text me, whatever, because I can special order it for you. And it doesn't cost you extra for me to special order it. I'm not going to charge you a special order fee or shipping fees. I can special order for you. And we do orders once or twice a week. We almost always have everything you need in stock by Thursdays. Occasionally my distributor's out, so it might take an extra week or two, but generally no more than that. I've never seen anything take longer than 2 weeks to get to me.
Very cool. I mean, right now, ladies and gentlemen out there in interwebs land, that's awesome. Look at all the space they got. Look at all the stuff they got. Even better, don't just look at it on the computer. Come right through that door. Take a look, see yourselves. You will enjoy it. So I gotta say, Benito, it's been a pleasure.
Been a pleasure.
Mel, as always.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tiny. The voice in the background is Vinny, not in the great and powerful Oz. So, this has been 2 Guys 2 Much TV. Thank you as always for tuning in and seeing my lovely, gorgeous face. Take care.
Okay. Okay, and you guys can go.
Awesome. So what you see right here are some of the figures that Mel has painted.
Nope, Mel didn't paint those. Those are actually figures from the D&D miniature game.
Oh, I
and
see.
Mel is a huge R.A. Salvatore fan.
Yes.
And has read every one of R.A.'s
I know who that is. I know who that is.
So Mel worked really hard to try to collect the Wolfgar, Drizzt, and one of our figures. I tried to get the other
We
ones.
need Brunor Battlehammer, though.
Yes, if anyone out there has a Brunor Battlehammer and you want to donate it to Mind Games,
Heck,
I'll gladly
donate.
take it off your hands.
We'll pay some money for
Yeah,
a
I'll
Brunor
even pay
Battlehammer.
money for Brunor.
And then we got a couple hero clicks that we threw in there. We're talking about carrying hero clicks. Please leave your feedback on that if you're a hero clicks player. We are really interested in starting to carry it. You see Batman on one end and Thor on the other.
For Odin, for Asgard.
So we got a little representation of both DC and Marvel in there. So, but hero clicks is definitely something we're looking into in the future.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I mean, it's actually a pretty decent representation of Mr. Durden.
Yep.
It is.
It's a great looking Drizzt Durden, and one of my personal favorites right here, Warduke. For players that have been playing the game a long time, Warduke made an appearance in one of the first D&D modules in first edition, and his legend has lived on for quite some time.
Quite. He is one bad mother. Shut your mouth. I know that much.
Yep.
And I mean, well, even take a
That's
look
a
at the Dragonborn right here. I mean,
Yep.
awesomeness. I mean, and then they have so many other figs that we've seen just awesomeness. I mean, if you take a look, you can take a look at the case over there. I mean, just so many. I mean, how got a veritable art. I would love to run that kind of an army. I ain't gonna lie.
We've even got a stormtrooper hidden in there.
I know, right? Telling you what, when you got 2 white dragons and a stormtrooper coming at you, that's the end of your day right there. That's time to just be like, yo, screw this, I'm going home.
And we do have another stash of minis we keep for the store too, for our games and stuff, because everyone knows you can't run a good game without some goblins or monsters to face off against. So I have a veritable assembly of different types of monsters, anywhere from dragons to rhinoceros.
I did see the rhino. I saw some giants. Giants are a personal favorite of mine. What a shock.
Now, another thing I've noticed here, is you've also got this nice little box.
Yeah, the box of
Box
Magic
singles.
of singles. These are Magic commons and uncommons right here. I'm going to take a little walk around. The commons are only a dime a piece. The uncommons only a quarter. A lot of the uncommons that are hidden in here, those are gems because there are uncommons that do cost $2 or $3. We only charge a quarter for them.
We have our Yu-Gi-Oh singles
We
too.
also have a small binder of Yu-Gi-Oh singles. We have a binder of Yu-Gi-Oh rares and a much larger binder of Magic the Gathering rares and mythics. So these always seem to sell very well for us. There's everything from, we have stuff from Revised in here all the way up to the latest set. Which
Because I
is
think I
Return
saw
to
some
Ravnica.
Shocklands in that binder there.
Yeah, we have Return to Ravnica all the way back
Steam vents.
all the
Sorry.
way back to, like I said, even some revised cards in here. So, you know, no matter what format you play, we have cards for them.
And it's good because you sell them individually, where if you don't need a pack and you just need one card, you guys offer that.
Yes,
do.
yes,
Awesome.
we do.
And we use a good tool online to look up the price. It gives us an average price of what the card sells for, and then that's what we sell it to you. We don't do a markup on it or anything like that. We just take the average price online.
Yep.
Grand.
Which is often quite lower than if you would order it on the internet and have to pay shipping. So,
Indeed. Indeed. Very much so.
Now, I had a couple last questions for you guys.
Okay.
And only because of the fact that I myself grew up with mind games. So let's hear a little bit about the backstory of how you guys originally started.
okay.
Well, we actually started in Spring Valley. It started out as a little hobby store called Dragon's Lair Hobby. It was pretty small, and Spring Valley just wasn't the ideal place for us to open a hobby store. There weren't many gamers in Spring Valley. So we moved Dragon's Lair to LaSalle over on 3rd Street, and we renamed it as Mind Games Hobby. We ran Mind Games for about 1.5 years, 2 years, before our family life intervened. I ended up getting pregnant and having a baby, and it just wasn't... Yeah, pitter-patter. It just wasn't feasible for us to have a newborn as well as run a hobby store and still maintain our lifestyle with the kids and stuff like that. So we unfortunately had to close down Mind Games. Now Benito was been itching for the last year. He's been, Mel, I miss gaming. I want to bring back Mind Games. I want to bring it back. So, you know, we sat down, we figured out the logistics, and here we are. It didn't take long from startup to get here.
And actually, with social media and everything, this store is far superior, I believe, to the original Mind Games. And the store is much bigger, much bigger. Vinny, you can kind of attest to that, right?
Yeah, I remember when we first came in here, the first time I came in this one, I thought it was just like your old shop. And just being able to, you know, walk through that one hallway and seeing how much more room you have, I mean, it does really help your overhead with, you know, how many people you can fit in here, how many different things you can do.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the one sad part that Benito and I have both lamented on is the fact that Mind Games, the original Mind Games, had such a core following of gamers. And unfortunately, we've opened this Mind Games, and we haven't seen too many of those same guys back. So it's kind of sad in a way that we are missing some of our core gamers, but in another way, it's fantastic that we have made so many new friends out of the people.
Gamers.
Yeah, new core gamers. And the good part about that is the new core gamers are a bit younger than the ones we used to have at the old Mind Games. So there's a lot more for them to learn and intake, and they're not set in their gaming ways, which is great when you're trying to teach new players new games. They're not set and stuck with, well, I liked it how it used to be. Now they're like, oh, I like this. This sounds really fun.
Yeah. How many times I've had to listen to old people? I remember first edition. Yeah.
Second edition, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when you had the little chicks you had to pop out and shake up in a jar. Like, okay, Grandpa.
So I mean, it's actually it's been a really easy transition for us to open this Mind Games, and the overwhelming amount of support that we've received from the gaming community is really what's put it over the edge for us. I mean, we've gotten nothing but positive feedback and positive results from everyone that's either been in the store or heard about the store, and we look forward to continuing that trend with a lot of new, fresh faces that we're going to see.
And that's not to say we don't have some experienced gamers in here. On Thursday night, Bill Steckman will be in. every Thursday, and he's been running D&D games since I think the late 70s, early 80s, and he's one of the people that runs a game here. And he's advanced up to Pathfinder, so he's not one of those people like we were talking about earlier, Tiny, where he's like, oh, I remember first edition. Well, he does remember first edition. He played first edition, but he's growing through the years, and he's running Pathfinder now. So, I mean, we still have those people. I have people that show up for my Pathfinder game that I gamed with for the last 20 years. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of cool. We have some of the old players here, but a lot of new players.
Very good. Good. It's always good for new blood.
It is,
Yeah.
and it helps that it's such a friendly environment. Almost anybody you run into down here, if you don't know how to play a game, they're willing to teach you. If you want to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, come down. Any night of the week, we have Yu-Gi-Oh players in here every single night, and almost any one of them will sit down with you and teach you the rules. They'll even share their cards with you and help you make a deck. So you know,
I've seen it a million times down here, and it's never ceases to amaze me that a new player is just getting into a game, be it Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, with cards, and people are just like, here you go, have these cards. Just take my cards. Doesn't matter. Help you build a deck.
the generosity is overwhelming. Gamers are such a tight-knit group. Once you find your gaming group, it's awesome, and you can expand out and make new friends with that gaming group, and you
Very
find
much so.
people that have a lot in common with you, because as you know, us gamers are a pretty unique bunch. We don't have a whole lot of interest outside of gaming, and when you're talking about playing D&D or how you created this creature, people look at you like you're crazy. Down here,
Personal experience, definitely.
down here, you fit in. You fit in. You can come down here and talk about your crits or talk about how your Jace the Mind Sculptor just wiped out this person or that person. People know what you're saying and know what you're talking about. You don't have to feel
But
like
yet
you're
we can
unique.
also talk about the playoffs.
Yes, we
Football
can.
playoffs, people will
Right,
bring
right.
up. So it isn't totally just always D&D 100% of the time, but you know what I mean? Just a lot of people with mutual interests.
I think the perfect illustration of this is if you look at husband and wife, the shirts that they're wearing. We got husband wearing the Illinois Illini, go Illini shirt, and then I love that shirt she's wearing. That is the best effing shirt I have seen in like so many years.
My favorite gaming shirt
convention.
ever time.
It's actually I bought it at a gaming convention last year. I went back to same gaming convention this year. I walk in the door and all I get is, oh, I love your shirt. I love your shirt. And people that see it on the street don't really know what it means, but gamers see it. I could be walking through Walmart and all of a sudden I'll see someone looking. They're like, oh, dude, I love your shirt. You know, because you find that uniqueness elsewhere.
Perfect example of people will know what you're talking about if you walk in this store.
Exactly.
This
Actually, it
shirt.
reminds me of my Tuesday night game. I had the cleric that plays on my game. The freaking roll 220s on to touch an undead with a freaking searing light and torch the damn thing. I worked on that damn zombie too.
Tiny.
I know. Say not me. The lament of the game master.
But I think we've gone on quite long enough about mind games. We're happy to have you guys here. Thanks for watching the interview with us, and thanks for coming down and showing your support of mind games, because it means a lot to us.
Yes, it does.
And even if you can't make it, send them, they have their Facebook, send them a like, send them a message, let them know that they got the support of the community.
Yeah, and also we sell things on the internet as well, so you can order anything that's in our store. If you want it shipped to you or ordered, feel free. We can get it to you. Just go to our website, www.mindgamethehobby.com.
We do accept PayPal, credit cards, cash, money
In the
order,
store.
check.
Yeah, all that in the
Sons.
store.
Firstborn sons, the occasional immortal salt if you're desperate.
I think I got enough kids, so firstborn sons, maybe not.
But what we also do is we have gift cards too. So if you have a gamer in your life, don't know what to get them,
Honey.
gift card.
Valentine's Day, baby.
My birthday's Sunday. I don't know exactly what I want, but hey, gaming stuff is always awesome.
Telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't make it, give them a like. Here's the even better thing. If you know gamers and they don't know about this place, tell them. That is going to make all the difference in the world right there.
Nice.
Every new person that comes in this store and likes it, more money in their pockets, more gamers for everybody. Everybody's happy, happy, happy.